everybody, it's Katie, and I wanted to make a follow-up video today to the one I made yesterday on the topic of the Sinclair Method and whether it is a real cure for alcohol addiction or just an excuse for alcoholics to keep drinking. I know if you're a friend or family member of someone who is an alcoholic, it might be hard to understand why they would keep drinking in order to cure themselves of the addiction, but all I can say here is do the research. There's an amazing book, The Cure for Alcoholism by Dr. Roy Escapa, that goes into all of the science of the Sinclair Method and how this works to undo this biological addiction from your brain. But really wanted to make this video today, to follow up on a couple comments that were placed on the video, which I felt were important topics to address and discuss. So I'll read the first one now. They say, one point I find that didn't come up here is the reason most of us drink or drank was to get wasted and wash away our troubles. The fact that we are actively taking medication knowing it will impact that feeling is proof enough that the people trying this method don't just want to keep drinking. If we did, we wouldn't take the tablet in the first place. So I felt like this was a really important point because for me, when I was looking for the Sinclair Method or when I discovered it, I was so fed up with alcohol addiction, but I couldn't seem to stop. Drinking the alcohol was causing me to feel a fog and a hangover and depression and anxiety. Yet I would drink to get a little bit of that high, like happy feeling, and then it would just perpetuate again. And I really wanted to just be numbed out because the alcohol cravings were so strong. So anytime I wasn't drinking, there was chatter in my head about it, like, when am I gonna drink again? And then when I was drinking, oftentimes I would drink to excess and just be sick the next day. But it was really allowing me to kind of just numb out of this whole experience. And I was going about every day, functioning, but kind of in a dull way, not really like plugging into life, because I feel in order to really plug into life and engage and be present and live your potential, you need to have a clear mind. And when I was drinking every day, I didn't have a clear mind and I didn't have the energy to really plug into life. And that's what the Sinclair Method has given me by slowly but surely over the past 10.5 months removing this addiction from my brain. So I think that they bring up an important point because I was at the end of my rope when I was searching for a cure or something for my alcohol addiction, and then I found the Sinclair Method and immediately wanted to try it. It seemed like the science made sense. It seems like it could be a solution for me because I tried abstinence so many times, and understanding more the alcohol deprivation effect, which is where someone who's addicted to alcohol, the longer they go without drinking, they are deprived of alcohol and the cravings just increase and their inclination to drink keeps increasing. So I wanted to try this because it made sense to me. The science made sense. It seemed like it might work because abstinence had never worked for me before because the cravings and everything would just take over my brain, and eventually I would crack and go on a bender again. And I will say to that point too, so since discovering the Sinclair Method and having the life-changing results that I have had on it, I've been really excited about it. As you can tell, I make these videos, I want to really spread the word about it, but I've approached people in my life, like, maybe a dozen or more people who are daily drinkers. They drink heavily, they're hungover, they complain about it, they talk about how they don't like it, but I've approached them with the Sinclair Method, telling them, all about it. They're seeing how it's working for me, and so far in the last 10.5 months, 0 people that I've told this to or told about in my personal life, 0 people have tried the Sinclair Method. So, we all have our own free will. That's their choice. They don't have to do anything. But it's really interesting for me because I felt like I was a little bit naive, like that everyone who drank a lot wanted to try this in order to reduce their drinking. That's not true for everyone. It's kind of obvious to me now, but yeah, it was kind of surprising for me that they didn't want to try it. They wanted to just keep drinking, keep that cycle going of the addiction to alcohol. So another comment I want to talk about is from someone who was sober through abstinence for a number of years and then discovered the Sinclair Method. So they say, "Hi Katie, I have been waiting for a video like this so that I could chime in. A little background about me is that I had suffered from AAD for more than 10 years. I was able to quit cold turkey and remain sober for 6+ years. Over the past few months, I found myself wanting to drink again, especially in social situations. So I started to research moderation, but knew that I was not a candidate for that method due to my prior history with alcohol. 4 months ago, I stumbled upon your videos on TSM and started to do my own research. In doing so, I found a fantastic doctor and started TSM last month, and it is working. I am able to have 1 to 2 drinks socially and be done. I never thought I would be able to do that again in my life." So this story for me is just incredible. They were basically given an option in life. Even after, 6 years of sobriety, the chatter, the addiction, the desire was still coming up for them. And so they had choices, they could just continue to not drink, maybe white knuckle it, maybe the chatter would get louder, maybe it would get quieter, I don't know. For me, anytime I was sober for any length of time, nowhere near 6 years, but 6 months, the chatter would just get louder, 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 and then finally I would give in. Like I couldn't handle it anymore. The urge and compulsion to drink was way stronger than any will I had to withhold from drinking. And so this person could have remained abstinent. They could have, convinced themselves that, oh, they don't have a problem with alcohol, I'll try moderation. More than likely it would have resulted in a bender and getting back into the cycle of alcohol addiction. But the Sinclair Method gave them an option. It gave them a way to socially drink with like a guardrail, with safety rails on, where taking the medication before drinking, it limits you. You're not going to binge when you're doing it. It allows you to drink knowing that you're safe to do so. You're not going to get yourself in trouble. And this is really important too because, as an alcoholic going abstinent, it's really hard to imagine never drinking again. I know for me, every time I would go abstinent, go sober, I had all the best intentions in the world. I really meant it. I was fed up with alcohol. I wanted to give it up. I was never going to touch it again. And then over time, every single time I would give back in, I would eventually go drinking again, and then it would be this whole bender, and I'd have this regret and remorse and shame, and everyone would be seeing that, oh, Katie's drinking again, and it was just this cycle of guilt, shame, and torture for myself in a way. And I've recently been talking with people who don't have problems with alcohol, who drink on occasion socially just because they enjoy it. And I've asked them what it would be like for them to go totally abstinent. So asking someone who doesn't have a problem with alcohol, it's been interesting the responses I've gotten. People have been kind of hesitant. They don't want to go abstinent. They enjoy drinking here and there in moderation. They enjoy a fine wine in Italy with dinner. There's all these occasions that, it would be less enjoyable or less fun for them not to be able to have a drink of alcohol. So abstinence, I know people do it, and I have mad respect for people who can remain sober over long periods of time just by quitting drinking. That's incredible to me. It's not easy for everyone, and especially as an alcoholic, when the alcohol deprivation effect kicks in and your cravings just get worse and worse and worse. So for me, the Sinclair Method has been a way to slowly undo this behavior of alcohol addiction. And with each little alcohol-free day, each time I was drinking less alcohol, it kind of allowed me to relearn this new behavior, this new relationship to alcohol, where it's not controlling my life anymore. I am in control of my life, and 1 drink is plenty. I never want to have more than 1, maybe 2 drinks, and that's 10.5 months in, and that went from someone who was drinking very heavily pretty much on a daily basis. So wanted to just speak a little bit more about that. I hope this video was helpful in some way. Thank you for people who are commenting on the videos, kind of keeping this conversation open and engaging. I really appreciate it. Okay, take care. Bye.